about 3:04. For some reason, there's a delay in the notifications going out because these were sent out, and but I can tell by the number of people showing up how it increases, as people come, as people come in. So let's give it a couple seconds. But yeah, we start playing songs again just because people like to hear music, you know, especially in the afternoon, right? Yeah, the Telegram, I think Pete Telegram works great, but a lot of people to this day are not signed into Telegram. Yeah, the emails come in late. If I was on the other side of this, I would definitely be into you ought to be in T-Buzz TV, okay? Uh, yeah, Telegram's what I would use too. Absolutely. Hey, Polly. Oh, do you, Michael? That's good. Let's give it a couple more minutes. Will, the pivot number I use for goal or the reference bars, for example, if you want to know the pivot number for the last couple hours, go to RB4, and for gold, it's 3001 is the pivot number. Thanks, Rob. That's awful nice of you. That's awful nice. I feel good. Yeah, that's awful nice to say. Keep your eye on the NASDAQ futures. The NASDAQ futures. Uh, if it goes above 197.07, then they're gonna run it. 19700 right now. If it's gonna fail, that's where it's gonna fail. Yeah, the first 30 minutes of the day is RB1. It's a question. First 30 minutes of the day is RB1, and the reason RB1 is important because it's right prior to Asia, and if Asia follows through, then you really get some follow through until you get to Europe, and then Europe sets the tone for Europe. You know, you might have heard me say this in the past. Wherever the sun is where the action is. So right now, think about this. Go look at Nvidia, Tesla, Meta, those stocks right now. There's something to watch in the afternoon because Silicon Valley, California is sort of in control right now here in California. Okay, so keep that in mind too. Okay. All right, I'm gonna get started, and thank you for coming for the weekly wrap up. It's something we try to do every week, sort of tie things together. Uh, sort of hold our hands or whatever. And I think it's very important that you stay in touch, because I think we're very close to. Let me ask you a question. If you knew mid-April was going to kick off a boom for the next 2 to 4 years, and you had that information, what would you do with it? I mean, if you really had confidence it was going to happen, say after tax day, April 15th, how many people here would do something about it? If you really had the confidence that once we hit April 15th this year, well, we got a couple indications that's what's going to happen. How many people remember last year when I told everybody that gold would bottom out on Valentine's Day? About 3 weeks prior, wasn't it? Buck said, yep, February 14th. Okay. Well, here's what I believe today. I believe that April 15th will be the kickoff of the boom. And I believe that. And I'm planning on taking advantage of it. And so I'm just trying to do a lot of education, keep everybody intact until we get to that area, because I think once we get to that area, you're going to find it gets to be pretty exciting if we do get to that area. Okay. All right, so risk is involved in trading. We know about that. We get our taste of it every day in this kind of market. It's commodity, what I call commodity market. But if you look at things and stand back and look at it, you can manage that risk. You can be a little bit more aggressive if you've got a good trend, okay? And I think that we're getting very close. But I want everybody to be ready to go. So we got some education we got to do. We got some things that's got to happen. And when that happens, we're going to be able to get good. So let me go through this. I'm a former Air Force officer. That's important because I learned to think strategically and tactically. Strategically is standing back and looking at this year. Where's the best time this year to engage? And I'm giving that date today, April 15th. I'm an active trader since the 70s, former member of Chicago Mercantile Exchange, have 3 books. I encourage everybody to get these books. Winning the Day Trading Game was the first one. It's really misnamed. It's more than that. Sort of tells you how I got here. And I have information in there that still works. Markets never sleep. Market caught up with me. Now that they're trading stocks, in the middle of the night, they didn't do that. Okay. And then finally, the attitude you got to have. One of my insights is never hang around with negative people. If somebody's negative, you don't want to hang around with those type people. They pull you down. You want to hang around with positive people. And that's the one thing I think we've created over the years, that positive attitude. Because this is a tough game. I'm not going to tell you it's easy, but if you listen, I will show you how to master education, training, and experience. Had a great discussion today with a new student, and we were talking. I told her, I said, let me tell you something. If somebody won't trade live in front of you, I wouldn't listen to them. That's been my test for many years. How many people has ever attended one of my seminars, whether it was at a trade show or in Mobile or here in Ponte Vedra. Who's ever attended one of those shows that we've done? Actually took the time, Dave, I know you have. Pretty good time, wasn't it? Pretty good time. Some people tell me it recharges them. Carol's done it quite regularly, right? And that's why Carol's had a very successful time at DTI. She's put in the time and the effort. David's been here. Now, Dan's been here. Good, 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 good. A lot of people have attended over the years. And yeah, Joe came to Mobile and spent a month with me in Mobile. I remember that, Joe. We had a good time. Tamar, been here many times. One of my favorites. Yeah, the fish. I remember you liked the fish. Anyway, you can't, I think you were there during our anniversary class back when we had the anniversary class. Whoever attended our anniversary class in April, when we always had the anniversary class in April? Anybody here ever did that? This is the midpoint of March. I'm telling you, next 30 days, you're going to see a whole different market starting about April 15th. Now, I showed this morning. Look at the picture of this. And if you look at the bottom of that, market, according to this script, should bottom in the next 2 weeks. And then we get into April, and that kicks off what I think is the boom. So let's say that if I'm right, and this thing does follow this pattern. Doesn't it make a lot of sense to be patient? It always pays to see if that's going to be the fact or not. Okay. I've been putting numbers together to make this chart make a lot of sense, but I think we're that close. Okay. We're that close. I'd print this off and keep it. Now, big events next week. The futures roll over. In other words, we go from H to M. H to M. We have a Fed meeting out of the way, March 31st. That's next week. Now, the VIX. I always talk about the VIX. Anytime the VIX is above 20, you're going to have a commodity type market. Does everybody understand what I mean by a commodity type market? This weekend, Carl, it's rolling over. A commodity type market means you really have about an hour to 2 hour different type trends. That's a hard market to trade if you're trying to trade futures, or not futures, but stock and stock options. It's more attuned to futures on a market like that. Okay. That's what I mean by commodity type market. In fact, there's a futures trade that we're going to do with the VIX when it drops below 20 this next time, especially at the end of the month if it's there. Because that fits the scenario, it sets up a huge, huge trade on the VIX. So we'll roll everything over tonight. Be ready to go. Now gold. We're gonna make a lot of money in gold. And I think gold is a place to next week to make a bunch of money. Went above 3,000, 317. I told people this morning, I think it's going to 3,045. 3,045. Now, that's what I think. Next week, I think we'll see it, Jennifer. I think it'll go up 45 bucks next week. We'll see. Once it gets above 3,007, I got a whole bunch of good trades there. That's what it looks like. Okay. This is the market that is trending. Okay. It is trending. Now, I got to thinking about it. How many people attended a Enphase seminar at the Inn Club and Lodge with me? Who did that? Right there on the beach. Carol did. Well, I got a call today and it fit my scenario, and I got to see if anybody's interested because it's short notice, well, 30, 40 days. Isn't that a beautiful place? It's a beautiful place. So I asked him, I said, I might be willing to do something sort of special there for a couple days to get in front of some people because there's a key time in the market coming up. And I already told you that date after April 15th. So write down the dates, April 19th and 20th, because this is not a for sure deal, okay? But I'm willing to do it and put it together if there's enough people interested in wanting to do it. April 19th and 20th. Type that date in there, Jonathan, April 19th and 20th. I think that's the dates, right? Yeah. No, it's April 17th and 18th. Excuse me. Right? 17th and 18th, that Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. That's it. Okay. If you want me to do this, what I need you to do is put an email and a phone number in here. If I get enough people, I'll make a decision next week. Maybe I gave you the wrong date. It's Monday and Tuesday. Make sure I got the right date. Maybe it's the 24th week. I'll get the date. I'll firm it up. I just want to see if anybody's interested after the 15th. Jonathan, verify that date I gave you, because I know that we got a class that week. There's a class when's the class that we got in town?
I'm with you now. The advanced class is Wednesday and Thursday, the 23rd and 24th. So this must be the 21st and 22nd.
Yeah, that's when it is. 21st and 22nd is the date they told me. Okay. Tomorrow, okay, do me a favor. I got to count up enough. If over the weekend I'll make a decision. Okay, I'm counting two. It's Ponte Vedra, south of Jacksonville, Polly. But here's what I need you to do. Type in the chat room, if you will, your email and your phone number, and I will notify you. I mean, we're only going to take, I think, 50 people in person, but if you want me to do it, it ties in with my market. It ties in with my market, and I really think that this would be very good to get face to face with people. I know I'm getting face to face later on that week with a small class, but it's sold out. It's sold out. The small class is, and they're so lucky to have those seats. But if you will come, and we cut the price way down, I don't normally do it less than $1,500 for that. This is something that I'm gonna do. I think we got to get to do it. We need to have at least 10 people, because if I open this up, it will go. The reason I'm doing it is because it's so key to my thought process. And my thought process is good. Yeah, Jim, you can put your name and email and all. You can. Jonathan, if I go solid with this, I'll open it up Sunday night and it'll be for sure, okay? But I thought I would do it if y'all wanted me to do it. Fair enough? That food's pretty good over there. That's worth $197 just to eat there twice. Yeah, that's right. John, how many people have said they got an indication of interest on this?
I'm trying to tally them up, Tom, but 10, 15 at least so far.
Will says, what am I going to cover? Here's what you're going to walk away with. You're going to walk away with a script and a way to play this market in 2025 by the calendar. By the calendar. Yeah, we got 20 people at least. Yeah. It looks like we're going to be doing it. So I'll talk more about it Sunday night once I put it together. And I'll let you know the full details. But thank y'all for supporting this if you want to do it. And yeah, Laura, no, I'm not asking that. I'm just wanting to know, okay? Is it worth doing? It sounds to me like it's worth doing. I'll get with Jonathan, we'll get with the people at Power, and then Sunday night we'll open it up. But anybody puts their name, email, and phone number in here, we'll definitely have a spot because I can only take a certain number, okay? Is that fair enough? Because y'all showed up on Fridays and got me to do it. I'm gonna have to get my calendar, make sure I can do it, but we're gonna do it. If it works. All right, I want to, Jonathan, put a clock up here for about 10 minutes and I'll be back. We'll go to the live market and evaluate what we're looking at. Wow, I'm overwhelmed. I mean, they're still writing down names of people who wants me to do this. That makes me feel good. Y'all just made my weekend. You just made my weekend. Hey, Bill. And so Sunday night, uh, we'll have it fully well put out there. And so make sure if you want one of those seats that you let us know where we can reserve it for you, okay? Alan, I'll make a decision over the weekend, okay? Let me make a decision over the weekend. The idea is to get in front of you and be able to give you a map. We might even call it the roadmap for 2025. I need to do the work this weekend to put it together, and we need to make that happen, okay? But let's look at the market, Jonathan. We will. Let's give me one chart, if you will, one chart, put the E-mini in there, and let's go from there. Go to the daily. Folks, notice that there's a couple things that come to eye. Today, does everybody see the high we went today? Jonathan, what was the high we went? What was the actual high of the day for the E-mini?
The high of the day today is 56.38. Just made it 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, 38, right? Okay. And so let's go, if we will, to a research key and look at the dailies on the research key this week. Let's just look at that and look at it by numbers for the E-mini. Okay, the high today was 38. The high today was higher than yesterday's high, and the low today was higher than yesterday's low. That's a sign that here at the end of the week, the market caught a bid, but it's not a strong sign because does everybody see that number there on the 12th? 56.75. Circle that number, Jonathan. Can you circle that number 56.75? And then you got 56.51, 56.57, 57.91. You got those numbers right there are your overhead in this market. So what could happen? Here's what could happen is, and this could happen, you could have the market run up to those resistance areas and really chop people up, thinking it's going to break out. In other words, and the lows come up. Say if the lows got to, the low right now is what, Jonathan? 57 or 55.09, 55.38, 59.50, 59.71, 73. Yeah, I would say from 73 down, you got a bunch of support. So you got the market squeezing in here. And the numbers I would squeeze in at is 55.70 or below, or 56.30 and higher. Okay? 56.30 or higher. Okay? Everybody see that? So if you take the time, it's 15, you got 15 days. So you got a pretty good, what I would say, a pretty good time period here. You got a Fed meeting next week on Wednesday, right, Jonathan? Next Wednesday, you got a Fed meeting.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that, and we got a rollover too. You got to keep a rollover. So we have to convert these numbers over the weekend. That's what I'll do for Sunday night. All right, let's go look at a couple stocks. Let's look at Tesla. I'm gonna give you some numbers going into next week. 253 on Tesla. Write that number down. 253 on Tesla. All right, let's look at NVIDIA. I would say 132 on NVIDIA, 132. These are numbers that I will adjust as the weeks go on. Let's look at Berkshire. Berkshire, these are stocks, if the market does turn bullish, like I think it will in April, these are the numbers that will tell me it's happening. Berkshire is what, 514, Jonathan?
Yeah, 514.
Yeah, I think that number is 522 on Berkshire. That takes you higher than the month high, right?
522 would, yep.
Yep. Okay. 522 is Berkshire. All right. Look at Gilead. This is a stock I'm tracking, Gilead. It's at 518. Put that in there. 518.77 on Gilead.
Hang
All right.
on.
Let's go to
Hang on, Tom.
Gilead. That's not 518, right?
That's Gilead right there.
Yeah, Gilead's 119, it's down at 110. I'd say 115.55 would turn that positive. Are you writing these numbers down, Jonathan, through the chat room?
I am. I'll post them in total.
You'll post in a
Once
second,
we're
Brian.
done.
You'll post it in a second. That's Gilead. All right, let's go back to the roadmap. Go to the scanner and look at longs on the scanner.
You want the high noon? You want the high noon?
Yeah. There's NEM. That's one I've been talking about, NEM. We'll select that off there. Let's look at, well, gold's one of the ones I've been talking about, GLD. Never traded Halo. What's Halo do?
Let's find out. We can click on this little icon here at the top of this chart labeled fundamentals. Brings us to a Yahoo Finance page. That's a therapeutics. That's not exactly what they
Medical?
do, but
It's medical?
yeah.
Okay. We'll put that on our watch list, Halo. Name like that, it ought to make us some money. All right, so here's what you got to know. We're rolling over the indexes today into June. That'll be the E-mini, NASDAQ, Dow. All right, let's look at MSTU. This is a stock I'm big on. If Bitcoin gets a kick, and I think it will, put it in there. Looks like 750. 750, this stock we'll go back to the heights of this year. So we got to remember that number for next week, 750. Way to go, Jim, on NIM. Bought that NIM, huh? GLD. Okay. All right, so here's our game plan, folks, that we're working together. Sunday night, I will put a game plan together for what I call a return to the anniversary class of DTI. Dates and all that stuff. We got your names and all that. We'll get everything put together for that. And then Sunday night, we'll open it up to other people. Anybody got any questions for me? Susie, I will answer that after the 50 spots are gone. After the 50 are gone, I will answer that. But let me see, more than likely, yes will be the answer, okay? But I've got to do this and everything, we gotta make sure we get those 50 spots, and all that. I just think it's so important what I'm gonna do there over those 2 days for the year. I gotta see if I can get, nobody knows I'm doing this except me and you and Jonathan and one other guy, okay? But I'll let you know. We'll just take it from there. Jonathan didn't know it till about 30 minutes ago. But hey, has anybody ever heard me say the market waits for no one? Jonathan, go back and show that slide one more time of that graph. I'm going to put numbers together based on that script until that script's wrong, okay? And April 15th or later, I'm going to have the answer, okay? Jennifer, if you want to get the software, talk to Jeffrey. He'll make it happen for you. I can't wait till Sunday night. All right, Jonathan. You got everybody's name. Last chance if you want to reserve your spot till Sunday night where you don't get too late. I want to give y'all first shots since I was in front of you today when I had the idea. Jonathan, got all the names?
Almost there, Tom. Still tallying up. Stirred quite the interest.
Yeah, okay. All right. Sound like a plan. All right, folks. Mel, I used to do I'll tell Mel this. You put the slide up there, what we need. All we need today is indications of interest, okay? I used to do an anniversary class after the 15th of April. Hadn't done it in 5 years. Did it in Mobile. A lot of people's been there. And I got to thinking about the market, and then go back to that chart, if you will. I started looking at that chart, and I said, I need to get in front of people and show them how to make a bunch of money this year. And I looked at that chart. I said, the best way to do it You gotta type out your name and email where Jonathan can get it, Mel, make it easy. Okay, but anyway, I looked at that chart, I said, I need to be in front of people after April. No wonder I had those anniversary classes all those years. So I said, so I called the lodge where we've had plenty of these seminars, and I said, hey, can you get me in for a couple days if I decide to do it? I hadn't told him for sure I'm doing it. I told him I'd let him know Monday. And then I said, let me do an indication of interest, and we got plenty, so it's gonna go solid Sunday night. So if your name's on the list before I open it up, you'll have your spot, and then I'll open it up Sunday night and it'll be gone. Okay? That's the way this is gonna work. If you ever been with me, I don't think it's overselling the fact that face to face, nothing like it in the world. And we're gonna do it on that Monday and Tuesday. So y'all have a good day, and I'll talk to you Sunday night. Yeah, Kelly doesn't even know. Kelly's on vacation day. Jeffrey's here doing double duty. Y'all have a good night. Don, what was your question up above? I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Let me see if I can find it. Don's such a great guy. Let me go see if I can find it. Can you retype it, Don? It'd be a lot easier if you'd retype it. I don't see it, Don.
I think Don was asking for those numbers. I just typed them into the chat.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. My opinion on what, Don? The market? Shaky at best until we get to April. That's a good way to describe it. Sylvan, I'll make that, oh, Thinkorswim or Tasty. I like Thinkorswim and Tasty Trade, Don, both equally. Tasty Trade, if you're a beginner, is a great platform. Thinkorswim, maybe a little bit more advanced, you know, depending on your skill level. I like both of them. All right. We just made a new high, didn't we, Jonathan?
Looks like it. Close.
Huh?
Here, right before the close here.
That's interesting, isn't it? They're buying it right here. All right, see you, folks.